Hi, my name is Christy Andrade, and this is my innovative project which will focus on the app Our Journey Through the Hospital. Many children are hospitalized every year. This hospitalization not only affects the child but has a toll on their parents as well. It has been discovered that parents of hospitalized children suffer from stress and anxiety as a result of new diagnosis, new procedures, new medications for both chronic and acute illnesses. These parents also suffer from stress and anxiety as a result from the transition from home to hospital to home again. Not enough is being done to help families adjust to the hospitalization of their children. Unfortunately, the family stress can occur both during hospitalization as well as back in the family's home. If parents had a resource to help ease the stresses that families face with the new transition, both patient and family would have a healthier and happier outcome. Today in the United States, approximately 6.4 million children 17 years and under are hospitalized per year. Of these, 24% of parents suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of their child's hospitalization. In a cross-sectional study by Kong et al., 600 parents that had children hospitalized in an intensive care unit were studied. It was found that 32% suffered with symptoms of depression and 21% were found to be in an anxious state. Another study by Andrade et al. Found that families and hospitalized children did not get the support they needed, whether it was outside or in hospital. Andrade also discovered that hospital staff did not fully discuss patient diagnosis, medication, and post-hospital care with patients. In order to solve these problems, it was found that early parental participation in their child's care is a must. This has been found difficult to achieve due to the lack of proper parent training in hospitals. If proper training was initiated, this would also help solve what the hospital supports families. Lastly, a study was done by Christy et al. That focused on bringing technology into the hospital as a resource to teach families about their children's medications. This had great success, showing 98% of participants and extremely satisfied with on-site technology. The app I chose to help eliminate the problem is called Our Journey Through the Hospital. The app was created by Phoenix Children's Hospital's Emily Center. The app was created with the purpose to help make a stressful and scary hospital situation less for families and patients. The app also provides opportunity for family and patients to get questions answered by a healthcare professional. The app is currently available on Apple software and Android. Our journey through the hospital consists of 15 different boxes that allow the user to explore and create a unique, individualized template of the patient's hospital experience and future needs. These boxes range from one titled, I can tell you why my child is in the hospital, to I can tell you signs my child is getting worse and how I will respond. These are just 2 of the 15 box titles. In order to access them, you click on the app and you swipe with your finger going right or left to determine which box you want to complete and fill out. Each box has unique tabs associated to them. If one clicks on the I can tell you about my child's medicines, here is what one will see. It has a Teach Back tab that the user can view. The goal of this tab is to see what the user knows about the patient's medications. If the user can answer all of the questions, they have mastered the patient's medications. If the user wants more help, they can click on the Resource tab. Each box has resources. The Medication Resource tab provides a link to Medline Plus so the user can read about the medication, as well as the Notes tab so the user can take and save any notes regarding medications. If the user has any questions, they should sit with the nurse and go through the Teach Back together. This ensures the user and the healthcare provider that correct information is being taught. The hopes here is to help eliminate anxieties and stresses of new medications, as well as provide them time for patient education. Here is an example of a resource tab for the I can tell you signs my child is getting worse and how I will respond box. The user can click on how to take your child's temperature. This provides a PDF of different ways to take temperature as well as what the values mean. The user can also find information on fevers as well as emergency information for the child with special needs. Some boxes also provide a direct link to the hospital's Emily Center. The Emily Center is an on-site library that, with the assistance of Emily Center staff, The user can get information about any health problem, procedure, as well as best evidence-based practice information. The app allows the user to do research from the app and get any information they need directly to their phone or iPad. It is clear this app can help relieve family stresses and anxieties that come from a child's hospitalization. The app allows parents or the user to spend time with healthcare professionals to follow the stages of the patient's journey. Not only will our journey through the hospital allow families to follow their child's hospitalization, but it is individualized for the child. They can input their child's medications, home equipment, to their desired vitals. If the parent needs more information on their child's diagnosis, they can use the Emily Center link and get instant PDF information. Not only will this app be a great source for families during their child hospitalizations, but a great home source as well. All of these app components will decrease family stress and anxiety the hospitalization can cause, as well as providing more support that the nurses and other healthcare staff can provide. One person I collaborated with was with a fellow coworker that works in a cardiovascular intensive care unit. For confidentiality reasons, I will address her by her initials, LA. She elected to participate in the paper for many reasons. One reason is she is brand new to the hospital as well as with this app. This should give her an unbiased opinion. She also has a BSN and is familiar with evidence-based practice. Lastly, LA is young and eager to learn more about what the unit has to offer. I interviewed LA in the hospital's cafeteria. Here are some of her thoughts on the app. I think it has great potential. If I was a new parent and my child had a heart condition such as hypoplastic left heart syndrome, I would find the app very useful. As a new nurse, I had no idea about most of the congenital problems, let alone how they are fixed. I could have used this app for my own studies. There is a place for problems or diagnoses, medications, and their side effects, procedures, and a direct link to the Emily Center for instant evidence-based practice information. I feel this will help ease a lot of parent stresses and allow them, as they fill each section, to ask questions and continue to learn about their child's congenital problem. The next person I interviewed was a mother of a patient that was admitted to the unit 1 week ago. For HIPAA and confidentiality purposes, her initials would be TS. TS was selected to participate in the interview because she, like LA, did not know about this app. It was also important to get a parent's perspective since the app was designed for parents and their families. After TS spent some time with the iPad and the app, she had a lot to say about it. These are some of the statements she made. I needed to see that this app is free and available on Apple products and my Android. There are a lot of great components, and if I fill it up from the beginning to the end, it really gives me a story of my daughter's hospital visit. I know this app can change a parent's feelings about their kid's hospitalization. It will help decrease parents' stress and anxiety, it prompts question, it allows the families to have more one-on-one time with healthcare providers since in the steps that would need some expert help. I feel so relieved I have a resource that I have on my phone forever. I now have a list of my daughter's medications, dosages, what they are used for, and home schedule. Without this app, I would have had lots of different papers, which I was really confused and frustrated about. It was clear, after our conversation, that TS really enjoyed the app. As I had her daughter as my patient the next day, TS told me that she felt ready to care for her daughter in the hospital, as well as when they go home. The last person I interviewed was a 12-year-old patient. I chose this patient on the CVICU floor because there are not many older patients and I wanted to get a patient's perspective. Again, for confidentiality and HIPAA, she would be referred to as CC. CC has been in and out of the hospital for most of her life, for she was a transplant recipient. I also chose CC to get someone with an elementary school educational level view of the app. Since CC knows all about her medications and medical treatments, it will be interesting to see her perspective. After 30 minutes with the app, it was clear CC was ready to talk. She said, I found this app to have a lot of components which I liked because it kept me busy. I did not like how long it would take for me to fill it out. Typing on an iPad is easy for texting, but not for this. I felt like this app would have been better when I was little and my parents didn't know what to do then. The only part of this I would use now would be the medication section. Does it have an alarm? If so, I would use that attached to my meds. Cece did not have anything else to say about the app. I did, however, hear her talking about it with her mother. She told her mother that this app would be better for her since she worries about everything all the time. Later, I talked to her mother briefly about the app. Her mother said that even today this app would be useful, for with a transplant recipient patient, she is always stressed about what to do if anything happens to her child. This app provides an outlet of educational information to help her through the tough times she may have ahead. After the 3 interviews, I had a new outlook on the app and how it helped with management of care. Ally found this app to be one that has a bright and positive future. As a nurse, she agreed that it would help the patient and their families adjust to new diagnoses, medications, hospitalizations, as well as what they will need to do when they are discharged. I have to agree with her that this app has great potential. This app has the ability to alleviate family stresses and anxieties of new diagnoses, medications, medical equipment, as well as transition from home to hospital and back to home. TS made it clear that this app would have helped her earlier and will continue to help her in the future. Her interview was the most powerful and meaningful because she really felt that people really cared about families and not just the patient. At the end of the day, these children go home to families where they are responsible in caring for them. The patient and the CVICU typically go home with an NG tube, daily weights, diaper counts, medications, as well as upcoming appointments. This app, I believe, will make all of the transitions easier for families and patients. Our Journey in the Hospital app is a great and innovative new tool. The app adds value to both the hospital and family's experience. It clearly changed the way healthcare is managed. The user gets more time with healthcare professionals along with a great resource to make their experience individualized. Once the app becomes known at Phoenix Children's Hospital, I can see this app growing to other hospitals and organizations. The app is easily available to download and is free for both Apple and Android products. For Phoenix Children's Hospital, all rooms will have access to an iPad with the app on it. The app was proven to be user-friendly for a 12-year-old, a nurse, and a mother. You are all able to use and navigate the app with no problems. The app shows promise and potential to aid in decreasing stress and anxiety.